And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Well, for the Mavericks, they're enjoying a better winning percentage to this point than we saw last season, an encouraging sign for the players and the front office. Well, Dallas still somewhat in a transition phase, but they made terrific strides last year, Shaq, and might have a young superstar to build around.
Yeah, they saw their man in Doncic and made the move to trade up. He surprised just about everybody with his readiness and ability to make big shots.
Yeah, 2 great draft picks in a row. You think about this. Dennis Smith the first year, then Luka Doncic the second year. That gives the Mavs credit for their scouting. That's a great job. They're killing it.
Right now, time for tip-off. Kevin Harlan, he's got the call.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. With Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from our Hall of Famer on the sideline, David Aldridge. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Doncic.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, James Harden is both famous and infamous with his skill at getting to the foul line. Some don't like it, but Harden says free throws are a part of basketball. Either you're going to foul me or I'm going to score. Putting the pressure on the defense like that is tough. But that's what makes a good player. Kevin, no lies told there.
Well, no doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Looking at league trends, do you miss the physicality of years past, which was so much a part of the time that you played?
I do, Kev. I do miss the physical game. I miss the bumping, the grinding outside in there in the paint. But I also love the new game and the spacing. You know, you can appreciate the game so much more. It's like going to a ballet and being able to see the movement of the players, what they're doing out here. And so I love the fact it's not hampered by guys getting thrown to the floor and grabbed. Do like the physical play, though. I just want to find a happy medium.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Jalen Brunson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Robert Covington out there with Gordon. And it's Tucker in at the center position. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Outside Gordon. That one, no good. Nice D from Porzingis. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Tucker. Here's Kleba, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Robert Covington picks one up. Dallas shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
First one falls for him.
And most fans think of the Rockets as offense only, but that's not the case at all.
No, GA, I mean, they force a good amount of turnovers, and they trap pretty well. I mean, the defense has been solid for them the past few years, if you ask me. Nothing mind-blowing, but this team is certainly not one-sided.
Both good from the line that time.
Oh, he's such a good free throw shooter. I mean, it frees him up to be as aggressive as he wants in the post.
Now here's Westbrook. Brunson covering. Westbrook, no good. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. 4-point game. Westbrook with the block. And they get it back. Finney-Smith passes to Brunson. And no good. The Rockets go the other way with it. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
And a lot of it is moving without the ball. When you do that, things tend to open up.
And for James Harden, he loves to be put on an island and go one-on-one against a defender.
Well, yeah, last season, Harden had as many ISOs called for him as some teams ran. And that's all because of his coach. His coach calls the games that way. It's his bread and butter. And there isn't much you can do to stop him with one defender.
Well, a lot of players can get hot, but
Making a switch here. House is checked in. Dallas also making some changes. Powell, he's checked in for Porzingis. And it's Slim in for Jalen Brunson. Westbrook drives in. That puts them in the lead. Westbrook's got 6. And with Harden, he not only gets hot for a game, but stays hot, Greg, for longer periods of time.
And you saw that last year with a streak of 30 and 40-point games. For weeks, he can dominate and really frustrate defenses, and there isn't anything you can do about it.
Here's Doncic following the basket by Russell Westbrook.
And what's so impressive about Doncic, the maturity. Yes, he's polished, but he's got a completeness to his game at such a young age.
Greg, you look at the young Luka Doncic. What impresses you the most right now about his game?
Well, Kevin, you just don't see many players his height who can handle and make step-back threes. Also, his confidence. He came into the league never doubting that he could dominate a game. And don't forget about his brilliance as a passer.
Green, he's checked in for Houston. Ben McLemore comes in for Eric Gordon. And Dallas also making a switch. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Maxi Kleber. And the second free throw, good.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Finney Smith passes to Hardaway. It's stolen by McLemore. In the corner, Harden. It's rebounded by Doncic. And Doncic, the EuroLeague MVP, led Real Madrid to a title. EuroLeague Finals MVP, all at the tender age of 19.
Incredibly accomplished. Despite that, slipped a little bit in the draft into the waiting arms of the Mavs, who moved up 2 spots to get him.
So it's the Mavericks now, following the score by Houston. On the wing, Harden, guarded by Doncic. Harden kicks to McLemore. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing by 2. Hardaway passes to Powell. Here's Charles. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Houston's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. The shot's good from Westbrook.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Slim passes to Hardaway. Doncic feeling it out. And the dunk by Doncic.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
Here's Westbrook. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
He's pulling out all the tricks this quarter. They can't figure out how to stop him.
Mavericks trail by 4. Slim passes to Doncic. Here is Slim. He's covered by Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. Hardaway, that's a 2-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
And McLemore kicks to Westbrook. And he makes that one. Now it's a 6-point Houston lead.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
And the Mavericks call time here. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, I mean, in that one, you really saw a difference in aggression between the two teams, particularly on the board.
Well, the rebounding numbers weren't even close. I mean, if that was a boxing match on the glass, they would have stopped that fight a long time ago.
So for the Rockets, Damari Carroll comes in for James Harden. And it's Austin Rivers in for... Rockets leading by 6. Harden and Gordon are out on the wing. Robert Covington out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard position. It's the 5 for Houston right now.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
Here's the teardrop. Brunson, good. And here's Gordon. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Outside Westbrook. Three-pointer. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here is Slim, guarded by Harden. Here's Brunson. Off target from outside. Houston's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
You're exactly right. I mean, that's the kind of shot you're trying to work for at the offensive end.
It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Here's Tucker. Knocks down the 3 ball. Tucker's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Rockets.
Not many folks thought that Tucker would have success as an NBA three-point shooter. But he's proven all of them wrong. He's got good range.
Porzingis in the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
Well, Mike D'Antoni is a legendary coach in this game. He's found success at almost every stop he's coached at, only missing the title to cement his legacy.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here is Slim. 29 points for him last game against Cleveland. Here's Finney Smith. Here's Porzingis. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And with Mike D'Antoni, Chris, you can see his influence as a coach throughout the NBA.
Yeah, a lot of modern offenses borrow from things D'Antoni created. The up-tempo early offense is a product of his 7 seconds or less era. I mean, his imprint is all over the NBA.
That free throw good from Porzingis. And here are the Rockets now. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And 2 teams at vastly different ends of the standings last year, but they played each other to a draw.
Well, I mean, I think he better come up with some different ways to get his points tonight, because the 3, not one of them, ain't working.
Slim passes to Porzingis. Dallas moving it around. Here is Slim, guarded by Harden. Lets a floater go. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor. And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Chris, middle of last season, plenty of drama around the AD trade request. Davis wanting to leave New Orleans. Some say all publicity is good publicity. But Commissioner Silver clearly does not agree.
I don't agree either, and I think if you go back, the Lakers would say that's a self-inflicted wound. Now, some things are best left in the locker room. Let me tell you this. Every team tried to trade for AD except the team that didn't have him last year and maybe the Golden State Warriors. So everyone was out there. It just wasn't the rumors. And so, no, you never really like those rumors. They affect young players. They affect the player that may be being traded for. They affect the home fan base. They affect everyone. So you want to try to keep all of that in-house. Some things are better left unsaid.
And the shot goes in. And that's 17 points for Russell Westbrook.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. And it's off from three-point range. And so Westbrook will bring it up for Houston. Leading by 5. Such a wide-open look. 9 points for James Harden.
It was a tough first quarter for him, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Here's Finney Smith, and Covington sends it back. Brunson finds Doncic. That one good for 2. Doncic has got 5 now.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
It's Harden with the drive, and it goes down 2 points. And the Rockets lead by 7.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
Houston's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. And Slim picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Westbrook. Rebounded by Dallas. Finney Smith's got 5 rebounds tonight. The shot's good from Charles. Well, you know that Beats is very familiar with using top NBA talent to promote their products. Latest I've heard, they've signed on Shea to be the latest spokesman.
And Beats is tied so closely with the NBA as their official headphones partner. It just makes sense. You've seen guys like LeBron and Draymond and Harden all do Beats commercials, and in a short time, you'll add Shea to that impressive list.
Good, and the assist goes to Doncic. 6 points for him.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
We've got 1:48 left in the first half. Right at the free throw line. Westbrook, no good.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Second shot opportunity. Doncic, no good.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
He's always a league leader in free throw attempts. I mean, Harden is so shifty, so strong, and he can beat you from any spot on the floor.
And this will be his second and third to the line in. He throw good, James Harden. So for the Rockets, Green is checked in for P.J. Tucker, and Daniel House subbed in for Robert Covington. Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Hardaway comes in for Jalen Brunson. Harden hits them both.
Oh, not many players with a more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
Pass to Powell. That shot, no good. So Houston will take it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And the basket by Harden.
And when Harden feels the deep play off of, he knows. He hits them with the quick pull-up J. I mean, a shot he knows. Not many defenders can block.
On the wing, Doncic. All sorts of time. That's good on the... Doncic has got 7 points in the game. Houston leading by 6. Right side, Westbrook. And there it is for him.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
Porzingis finds Hardaway, and the 3 ball is good. He's got 6.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to play.
And that one drops. And that's now 21 points for Russell Westbrook.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Here's Charles. Off target from three-point range. McLemore, the pass to Green. Harden has a wide-open look. Offensive rebound. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And honestly, guys, in real time, I couldn't really see whether he got it off in time. But with the benefit of replay, it seems pretty clear that the clock expired just before the release.
And it looks like they got it right this time. No basket. The clock had expired while the ball was still in his hand.
And even if they don't show it, I know the refs are proud of themselves after a replay proves them right. They're like, see, we had it right all along. So good call, fellas.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Houston. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Where's your head, man? Check up.
We'll get him in the second half.
Yeah, all right. Head up, Rook.
Yeah.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. One half to go. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. That seems all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for the Mavericks, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
Pass to Kleba. Here's Finney-Smith. Brunson scanning the floor. 5 on the clock. And he banks in the layup. Brunson's got 5.
And that's exactly what you want to start the second half. Smart play call.
I agree with this, GA. You try to jump on, dictate the tempo, seize the momentum.
Outside, Covington. Pass to House. The Mavericks pull it in.
This was not what they had in mind coming out of the locker room at halftime. 4 shots so far and nothing to show for it. They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. And that makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
Westbrook, no good.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts. Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting.
Only 5 on the floor. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Curry's checked in for Luka Doncic. And it's Slim in for Jalen Brunson. Curry finds Hardaway. And stolen by Gordon. And it's the Rockets on the break. Here's Rivers, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And while we've got a chance, let's check out the stats for Kristaps Porzingis. Averaging about 19 points, 11 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Rivers hits both of them. Chris, of the guys you went against and played against, who would have benefited from today's style of play the most?
Oh, man, I got a few names. Billy Owens. Billy Owens, to me, was a guy like, no, he couldn't shoot like that, but he did everything on the floor for us there in Golden State. And I think in today, an open game for him where he could get going, oh, man, that would just be incredible. I also think of a guy like Detlef Schrempf. He could post up, he could pop the pick, he could shoot the ball deep, he could shoot off the dribble, finish on the breakout. Whatever you wanted, he could give it to you that way. And I think for both guys, that size, that smart, those two guys come to mind.
Here's Curry. He's got 10. He kicks the foul. Curry looking around. 6 on the shot clock. Slim passes to Curry. Hardaway dishes to Curry. I missed that time. Put him up. Still in the lead. Oh, here's Gordon. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. From deep, McLemore. Powell pulls it in.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving him.
For the lead. And the shot is long.
Nice work to get good position inside. You just can't quite get as good a look as he looks.
Hardaway with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Charles. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Slim's got 8 points.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
River to go.
Everything looked good until the finish. And
here's Curry. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Outside Gordon. Yep, it counts. Gordon's got his second bucket.
And it's showing how effective he can be. It's crucial.
All time here. Chris, as we know, the season began a year ago for Eric Gordon with some poor shooting numbers. Then, halfway through, he blossomed.
Yeah, evident as you know, he kept focusing all year. He just kept shooting. And he got better and better and better. His confidence wasn't shaken by it. He still took a ton of threes, and then down the stretch, they started driving. You know what he did when that started happening? Drive it to the hole because the defense had to respect the shot.
Daniel House is checked in for the Rockets. Westbrook comes in for Eric Gordon. Mavericks also with the sub. Finney Smith's checked in. Outside Curry. And the pass to Finney Smith. Here is Slim. He's guarded by Rivers. Outside Hardaway. Jacks up a 3. And he's good on the 3-ball. Hardaway's got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs.
It was just a mystery what the defense was doing there. You never want to give him that much space outside the 3-point line.
Here's Westbrook, and the shot goes down. Westbrook's got 23 points.
Oh, he had him spinning. It looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Slim passes to Curry. To the paint, Charles. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 10 points for Slim. Up top, Rivers, covered by Charles. House dishes to Rivers. He tries for 3. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Got it. Nice one there from Charles. And it's a 6-point Maverick lead.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it in from close range.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Another miss by Westbrook.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And you can tell he feels he should have had it still. The hustle was impressive.
Curry with it. He's got 12. Slim passes to Curry. Misses the 3. And so it's Dallas. With their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Trailing to start the quarter, they battled hard and pulled off a tremendous comeback. Now enjoying the lead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be in a finish. They've got Austin Rivers. He's out there with Russell Westbrook. Jamari Carroll is out there with Ben McLemore, and it's House in at the 4. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
Can't quite find his three-point touch in the second half yet. He had 2 in the first half, but still none since the break.
McLemore, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Oh, and McLemore is a total genius when it comes to tricking the D. So good at how he goes up into the contact on his shot.
At the line for 2.
The first one falls. Robert Covington's checked in for Houston. And Dallas with a change here, too. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Curry.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
Now, what confidence from the rangy swing man. I mean, he knows what it takes to convert from there.
Here's Finney Smith. This is it to Charles. Takes the 3. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Rockets trail by 3. Westbrook wide open. He fired. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
There is the unselfishness that coaches love so much. Rivers doing a great job getting it to the open man.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Floats one up. Hardaway, no good. And for Houston, they're shooting 47%, pretty solid. And McLemore kicks to Rivers. Here is House. Pass to Westbrook to take the lead. It's good. Westbrook's got 27 points. Neither team here in the fourth generating a lot of separation.
Yeah, it's been a close one. 5 times the lead has switched hands thus far.
Doncic against Rivers. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Houston making some changes. P.J. Tucker comes in for Ben McLemore. And it's James Harden in for Rivers. Maxi Cleese checked in for Dallas.
Mind the lane. One shot.
One free throw good from Charles. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. They've played a great fourth quarter defensive, allowing only 3 points. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
Oh, defense, they just took that possession off. I mean, they get away with it that time, but they got to show some more aggression.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Yeah, but Greg, that's just great defense, forcing his man into a difficult attempt.
They came close there to tying it up.
That was a really important possession, especially at this stage of the game. Beautiful miss. I mean, he's been terrific from the field so far this half. I mean, driving his percentage through the roof.
Good work there as it goes. Westbrook's got 29.
And right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
But Greg, this is why they go to him in these spots. I mean, they trust his judgment and ability to score down the stretch.
Pass to Charles. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Doncic. Sinks the triple.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Outside Westbrook. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Not his best day from three-point range. I mean, just won in the first half and still looking for his first number 2.
And how about the vision there from Doncic and also the difficult.
Harden gets to Westbrook. On the three.
All 3-pointers he's missed in the first half. I mean, he become a weight around that neck. Somebody tell he's got to be more unselfish.
They've been looking at a single offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
He hasn't been able to find any kind of groove this quarter. I mean, it seems like he's been running on fumes since halftime.
Not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Gets trailed by 9. The pass to Hobbs. Here's Harden. Porzingis with the block.
If his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge front. And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Timeout call. And the impact that Porzingis can have on the defensive end, Greg, cannot be overstated.
The reach and leaping ability he has paired with his timing make him a premier rim protector. And what sets him over the top really is that fearlessness. He will challenge anyone and everyone at the rim.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in. Here's Charles. No good there. And so it's Dallas winning this one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Great win for this team, and you, Che, were able to score at will down the stretch. Why were you able to carry the load tonight?
Well, I just kept finding myself in positions where I could finish a play. You know, a lot of this game is about matchups, and the team saw I had some opportunities, and we were able to execute as a group.
Well, you all were playing for each other, and that was evident tonight. Congratulations on the win. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much.
Good game out there, fellas.
That's how we do it, son. Good game.
Appreciate you, Sarge.
Uh-huh.
All right, Che, you remember Reese from Gatorade?
It's nice to see you again, Che.
Nice to see you, too. You know, and I'm really excited to learn more about this GX thing.
Totally. Did Levi fill you in?
You know, a little bit, but I still need more information on it, to be honest with you.
All right, well, I'll just give you the full picture. Gatorade is launching Gatorade GX. It's our new hydration system, and everything about it is completely customizable.
What? I'm with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can design the bottle however you want. Name, number, team colors, all that sort of stuff. And then we have the GX pods, which are basically just a concentrated pod refill. You put that in the top of the bottle, fill the bottle up with water, shake it up, and you're good to go.
I like that.
So you ready to design your own bottle, customize
let's do it.
Here you go.
Let's do this.
We'll call it the Che.